So first and foremost, the Secretary of State's response to our press release yesterday is a disgraceful display of leadership.
Their local officials put data in the wrong field. We've worked to make sure that nobody else can screw up like that.
With Election Day less than 3 weeks away, there is a dust-up between the town of Vernon and the Secretary of State's office. At issue, absentee ballots, 133 of them, essentially mismarked in the state reps race. Some voters got ballots for the wrong local candidates.
That's the glitch, and it prints out in the wrong district number.
Vernon Town Administrator Michael Percaro says his office found the problem and reported it. The state says the city of Vernon is at fault.
In essence, they could be voting for the wrong candidates that are not running in their district.
Furthermore, Percaro says the mismatched absentee ballot problem could exist in other towns. Wallingford reported a problem, it's been addressed, and the error has been fixed in Vernon as well.
When we contacted and immediately contacted the Secretary of State's office on this issue, we were notified that it impacted not only the town of Vernon, but also 34 other communities.
They are standing their ground at the state capitol. Scott Bates is the Deputy Secretary of State. Scott, they say not only is this a problem in their town, I guess Wallingford had a problem too, but perhaps there are 35 other towns that could be affected by this. Yes or no?
No, that's not the case, that there's that many other towns. And in fact, we worked with Wallingford to make sure that after they incorrectly entered the data, that got fixed. So we're happy to work with them, and no problem.
Vernon Registrar Chris Prue says it was an input problem and not on his end. Both offices do agree on something. Getting things right for Election Day comes above all.
We want every vote to be correct. We want to make sure that the voters have confidence in the voting system. And that's what this is all about, getting the correct ballots in the voters' hands.
We identified a problem. We want to work with the Secretary of State's office to correct it. Every vote counts, Jimmy.
It's been great to have everybody pulling together in Connecticut to make sure that the voters come first, and I encourage all folks to do that in this time.
In Vernon, Jim Altman, Fox 61 News.
All right, we have more to come on the news at 4, including breaking news. We're